West Ham know the threat of relegation remains alive as they welcome Premier League champions Manchester City to the London Stadium. Last time out we got defeated by Arsenal 4-1, which probably was a flattering score for Arsenal, to be honest, if you consider it. But then the last 10 minutes we just collapsed as a football club. City celebrated their title triumph by thrashing Swansea City, another relegation battler alongside West Ham. With Leicester City, Manchester United and Everton to come, anything more than a defeat would be a huge plus for West Ham. So we are taking on Manchester City live in front of the Sky TV. I feel like we're live all the time, every single week just now, due to all the fixture clashes, etc. Welcome back to Iron United's YouTube channel. I am Anton. I'm joined by, just below me is Matt. To my left, depending on how you're looking at the screen, or right, is Alf. And in the bottom corner is Liam Sess. Throw the first question over to yourself, Alf. Manchester City, champions of England. Everywhere else, they collapsed under the pressure of the Champions League and the FA Cup. Up steps West Ham. We need the points. They don't. What happens?
We beat them 3-2. That's what happens. We're going to boss the game. We're going to boss the game, and this is why. Moyes is going to have a quantum shift, and he's going to go out positive, and he's going to not be stupid and naive in defence, but he's going to go hard on the counter attack, and that's what he's going to do.
Wow!
I'll have whatever you're drinking.
Yeah, well, it's wine actually. No, I seriously look. You know my feelings about this. You know, I think Man City are a fantastic team going forward. They are brilliant, but I still think they're vulnerable in defence. And I've said that. You know, last season they were definitely vulnerable, and this season. And when we were at the Etihad, we almost had them. We certainly had them for a draw, and we were unlucky to lose right in the last couple of minutes. So, and they've had a few games this season where they were lucky to pull off a win. So I think, we can do the same.
Sess, as a defender who plays for Thames Ironworks, there's a plug. Just quickly give us, actually, while we're here, let us know what's happening on Sunday, mate.
Yeah, I'm not going to make the game, unfortunately, because we actually made the cup final, the Division 4 cup final.
Good man.
So we're kicking off around the same time as the Man City kickoff. So when I'm not going to make it, unfortunately, because we're going to try and win our first cup as in our first league. First season, actually. Yeah.
No, that's good and
well done, mate.
Yeah,
well done.
Good work from all you guys. And is it West Ham Fan TV that run it, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yes, correct.
Yeah, good man. So well done, lads. That's good. But as a defender, Sess, on the back of what Alf has said, what is it about the Manchester City defence that is shaky, that does concede goals?
I think it's weird. It's a weird one because the likes of Otamendi, he's had a really good season under Pep. But if you look like last season, they were just all over the place. I don't know if Pep's gave him like some sort of structure and some sort of like way of like how to. It's a weird one for me because I don't think nothing much has changed in terms of how they defend. It's just that they've been getting away with it in terms of their just blistering attack.
Yeah,
I don't think nothing because it has literally like stood out.
Yeah.
But I think that. Team when they played Liverpool absolutely freaking destroyed them.
Yeah.
But if you look at Liverpool's chat, let's be honest, it destroys like 90% of defenders.
But then you've got Liverpool and then you've got West Ham. I mean, I don't know where you want to kind of go with that.
Exactly.
But
I know there's no correlation.
What we do know is that there's a couple of players missing, and one particular is Sergio Aguero, who's always a threat, Matt. But does that really have a massive impact on Manchester City? Because they've got what have they got in their arsenal?
Jesus, Sane, De Bruyne.
Oh wow,
Keep
so
going.
David Silva.
I'm depressed. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, all amateurs.
I think that's why you see Man City's defence, because I know they've spent a lot of money. I think their defence is worth more than like 60 countries' military defences this year.
200.
Look how much Pep spend. Yeah. But
right.
They play a lot on confidence. They've got pace down the wings, but they push the fullbacks forward. And the reason they can the teams get them, like Liverpool, is they leave players up the pitch. But a lot of the teams in the league can't afford to do it. Like, you can't give Man City that space. But if you gamble on it, you can then get them.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. I suppose one of the biggest debates all season, let's come back to West Ham for a little bit. One of the biggest debates all season has been Hart versus Adrian. What we do know is because of the deal of Hart coming to West Ham on loan, Adrian steps in between the sticks against Manchester City like he did earlier in the season, when he also performed really well and kept his position. But it's been a bit of a yo-yo position. It's been swapping both of the players. I don't even know who's had more games, both making mistakes. Alf, is this the chance? Is this a game that really matters in terms of Adrian staying between the sticks for the rest of the season, or is it I'm battling to stay at this club, or I'm going to show other clubs that I'm interested in leaving this club? Because the rumours today are stating that both keepers are potentially going to leave.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of everything there. I think he is putting himself in the shop window a little bit. I think possibly he'll. He wants to stay at the club, and also he wants to play out the remaining games. But I think, both of them, they've been inconsistent all season. They've both been prone to errors. They've both had great games as well. And Hart has had some really great performances, the last 2 or 3 performances. I know he's had a couple of clangers, but leave aside the clangers, he's actually pulled off fantastic saves, against Arsenal before he let the goals in, and against Chelsea. So, they're both on their day can be great in between the sticks, but at the same time, they're both prone to errors.
Yeah. I mean, Cess, something we talked about before we came on was, can we really blame Hart and Adrian for wanting to leave West Ham, or in actual fact, any talented player that currently plays at West Ham?
Well, let's move to keepers. It's the same as like last season with Adrian and Randolph. The exact same thing. Two keepers that have made constant mistakes. And they have the odd game or two where they've had absolute blinders. And then for the next question with like talented players leaving, you can't blame them because of how the club's run and how everything from top to bottom is so toxic. You can't really blame them. Look at Pyatt, for instance. Yeah, the way he left was bad, and sometimes you could say unforgivable. But I've got over that now, because you look now. Yesterday, Marseille won 2-0 and he assisted both goals. And you look at a stat, he's got 9 goals, 18 assists, and 138 key passes in 41 games. And he's on the verge of, could win the Europa, and on the verge of could be having automatic, Champions League. So
yeah, I mean, how ironic
you look at it now.
How ironic is it when you've got a player of Dimitri Payet's ability, he comes to West Ham, he falls for the whole dream, etc., of potentially qualifying for the Champions League. Things go wrong on and off the field. He leaves, he goes back to the club that he signed from West Ham for, and now they're in the semi-finals. They've got a 2-0 lead going into the second leg, and he's potentially going to play in the final with an opportunity to qualify for the Champions League. He probably never thought that was even going to happen, and he is tearing up the league, and a lot of people slag off the French league, but his move is potentially being backed up ever so slightly, because if he does win that cup and he does get into the Champions League, he's in the best tournament that he can provide his talent for.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Matt, what are your thoughts on that? Adrian, Hart, ability, fighting for their place. Do you fear that the fact that they are? Do you think they care about the West Ham situation right now?
I think I don't think Hart does, to be honest. I think Adrian does, but he's been here longer. I mean, let's not forget. I think Adrian's been here 7 years now, 6 years. Obviously, Hart was here for the season, and I think the way it's gone, I don't think Hart will. He'll never publicly admit it, at least till he's gone. But I don't think he'll really care of washing his hands when he walks out the door at the last game of the season.
Yeah.
The way, because really, I mean, realistically at the moment, he's come here to play World Cup. And probably cost him his place, if not in the squad, definitely in the first team.
Yeah.
Adrian, you can't blame for leaving because he keeps giving this loyalty and he keeps getting chucked out of the team for it. That being said, you can understand why they've been topped and turned when they're all continually making mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also would question the defence in front, because we had 2 keepers last year who were constantly making goal